kind of wild. I've just been carting the camera around with me this week. Been working a lot for one thing, so I'm like, haven't had a chance to actually produce the videos, you know what I mean? But I was thinking about, speaking of work, there's this guy, I drive a forklift in a factory, right? And there's this guy that works in this area. Every time I drive by, he looks up all expectantly, like he wants to say something, or like he expects you're gonna say something to him. And so every time I like kind of hesitate, you know, it's uncomfortable because it's like I don't want to just zoom by because he looks like he wants to say something, but every time he just doesn't, you know what I mean? He either, like I said, looks like he wants to say something to you, or like he's expecting you to say something to him. And so every time it's just really awkward interaction to go by. It's just really strange. It's getting too hot for the leather, so I'm not wearing the leather. I'm actually just topless. It's so nice. It's in the 80s. I have this vest that I want to work on, start doing some stuff with. It's a BDU top that's got the sleeves cut off of it. I had it for years and just haven't done anything with it. I want to do it up, start wearing it too, you know what I mean? Here's something else I was thinking about too. I see a lot of people online, and I know some people that say stuff like, you know, I'm leaving it in God's hands. They're not worried about something because, you know, God will take care of it and stuff. And I've been noticing that these are always the people who seem to be the most frantic and desperate all the time. So it was making me wonder, you know, like, why do they keep saying that? You know, like God will take care of it, or I'm leaving it in God's hands, and then they feel that way. And I think that it's has something to do with like a feeling of helplessness. That's what I think. You know, like well, you know, all these problems that I have in my life, I'm gonna leave it in God's hands, and they don't really change because you don't take any actual responsibility and change it. You know what I mean? You just kind of like basically hope for the best. And not to like diss people's faith and stuff, but like I said, they seem like they really don't have the faith. Like maybe they feel like they're supposed to and they don't, because like I said, they always seem kind of frantic and desperate. And the thing is, I think that things don't work the way they want them to. Kind of like they leave it in God's hands and God just drops the ball or deems against their wishes, you know what I mean? And so that's what makes me wonder about people like that, like how they always say things like that and then it just never really pans out for them, you know what I mean? I think they would feel better if they were to take a little bit more control. You know, like something's not working in your life, like money issues and stuff, maybe you take a little bit of you know, a personal responsibility for that, maybe get a loan, or you know, like work some overtime or what have you, you know what I mean, to make it up. And I think you would feel a little bit more fulfilled, you know, like things really are starting to look your way. And I was thinking too, like the old term that God helps those who helps themselves. I think too, like a way you can look at that in a faith setting is like you do say, you know, like I wish, you know, God would help me with my financial issues, and then overtime comes your way and you're like, oh, you know, I really can't be there, I got stuff I got to do. Or someone says, hey, you know, I'll give you $50 if you come and help me move. And oh, I can't, you know, because I'm lazy. I don't really feel like moving all that guy's furniture. And so, like, in that way, you know, God has kind of like presented you with opportunities to make the money, instead of like, God's not going to get online and just like hack the bank and add some money to your account. You know what I mean? And so maybe it's like kind of somewhere in the middle. That's what I mean. I don't want to like diss somebody's faith, like, you know, it's stupid to believe in this sort of thing. But I think that there's also a degree of personal responsibility that has to go into it. You can't just be like, you know, like I hope God makes me healthy and well, and then just continue to eat like shit and not get any sleep and stuff, because it's just not gonna work, you know what I mean? And so you have to like take the opportunities that God or the universe or whatever you want to believe it is gives to you, and use that to your advantage instead of just hoping that it's going to be given to you. It's kind of like writing a letter to Santa Claus, you know what I mean? I think that's how a lot of people approach prayer and faith. It's kind of like, I just tell God what I want, and if I'm really nice and do a good job, God will decide to give it to me, you know, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, I just, like I said, I've been carting the camera around with me and just kind of musing on here and thinking out loud for your amusement. And here's another thing that kind of bugged me. You see a post online on Facebook all the time. You see these things that says like, tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so I want to take this opportunity to tell all my friends and family that I love you. You know what I mean? This is the biggest cop-out. You know, like, I want to tell all of you that I love you so that I don't have to tell any of you. You know what I mean? That's what it is, really. It's like, how are you supposed to share a picture that somebody else shared online, and then you just kind of sit back and feel like you did a good thing? Whenever I see those, I don't ever feel like it's somebody I know and they post that. I don't ever feel like it's actually directed at me. It's more directed at them. You know, I do that so that I feel good, like I told everybody I care about them. It's like who? Who did you tell? Oh, well, you know, all my friends and family, all my people that I have on Facebook, you know what I mean? Just in general, it's just a big shotgun blast of well wishes, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. It's like, I want to tell all my friends and family that I love them, so I don't have to tell any of them that I love them, you know? Am I the only one that sees it that way? Because that's how it feels to me. Kind of like, if you post that, you didn't really tell me. I don't feel like you told me you love me. You know what I mean?